Welcome to an off-day vlog where we describe to you the difference between the 2023 and the 2024 PBA season. The same guys up top are bowling really well with EJ, Simo, Kyle Troop, all those guys. However, there's a new group of guys in that 5 through 15 spot in the tour points list. We're gonna kind of explain what they've been doing and why we need to change our games to try and adapt to the 2024 tour season and what's been going on the lanes. I have to throw it to the gutter every time. I have to find balls that are smooth and nice to my eyes because I have a hard time seeing a shape that's that quick when I'm throwing it straight to the gutter. So I'm gonna fire through a couple different balls here. You saw the mindset, a little too strong, I think. We're gonna slowly go down the progression though. That way I know what these balls do differently. I'll show you guys what my Black Widow 3.0 is doing right now. A little different than the mindset. The mindset was really grabbing it early and hooking a ton off that spot. The 3.0 is getting to that spot and I think it's already dead. It's not really popping down lane, so I'm gonna throw a one shot and show you guys what it does. I've now walked out 5 shots in a row. This is horrible. Hit it? I'm trying not to hit it. You too.
Hit it.
I'm not trying to hit it. Okay, I'll try and hit it. Mike tells me to throw it like a reactive ball. Mike tells me smooth hand at the bottom. Just don't hit it. Hit it, not throw it in the gutter. Hit it.
That doesn't count.
Matt, leave that in, but also, Packy, hit the ball. Hit it, they said. That was perfect. Yeah, it's the wrong ball. That ball is too rolly, too slow. So we're gonna go something a little quicker, still rolly. I think my next option up in my arsenal would probably be like an infinity. I already got it, don't worry. Pre-show show.
Pre-show show, guys. We go live about 2 hours before every telecast. We're on the set. We've had a lot of great viewership and a lot of people seem to really like it. We want to keep building on that. So we have a vision to make it big and we're having fun with it. So tune in. The telecast is at 7:30 p.m. on Saturday night. So we're probably going to go live about 5:30 p.m.
Scheduled for 5. Same spot, infinity. That was the first shot that didn't wash out because I messengered the 7. Maybe I need to stand closer to it, yeah. I'm actually gonna throw the Black Widow. I'm gonna move like 5 left with my feet, all right? I'm a dummy. I actually don't think it was too rolly now. I think I was just too deep. So I'm gonna throw another shot and show you guys this thing pound the pocket. And then we're gonna go through the progression of bowling balls and kind of cancel out some balls that I don't think will work for me and build a little arsenal. I have 12, 13 balls here, so I'm gonna look down and narrow it to like 6 balls that I can use. That looked pretty good. What's up next? Infinity?
Yeah.
Okay. That one was just a little quicker, so I'm gonna move a couple right. And it was quicker, but it also seemed like it was quicker earlier. So I'm gonna move in and see if it's still quicker earlier. That ball's not it. Too early, and then once it sees the oil, it's... In a condition like this, the Infinity is proving me that it's not it. Infinity back in the bag. What's up next? So I brought down a Piranha and a Sensor Solid, and I think the Piranha should be like the next up. From going from stronger balls to weaker balls, the Piranha should give me a little more length and a smooth shape down lane. And the Sensor Solid should just be a little weaker than the Piranha. Weak. I gotta go left with it. Bet that.
That was flat setting all day.
Messenger. I'm him. I am him. I'm him. That wasn't a flat 7. That was a bird dog.
Flat 7.
That was an and 1.
It was. Man.
What's your move on that? I would throw it slower. I'm gonna throw it slower. God, I left that so far in. I think this one's close. I think it's close.
I think it's awful.
Okay, I think it's close.
Flat 7. Through the face.
Horrible shot on the through the face. Horrible. Ball's going in the trash. No. I think it's not right now.
It's not it.
That's not it right now.
Not it.
Is the sensor solid it?
Well, yeah, because that's a normal
Okay.
layup. Way better.
I'm gonna throw it one shot.
Much better. Much more blended.
It does. It looks smoother. It looks smoother, right? Even though it's a weaker ball, it looks smoother. We like that.
Rounder shape.
So the last couple weeks, by the end of the tournaments, the righties have to get pretty far left and pretty steep.
And
That's just something I struggle with. I'm a very good hard and straighter player. I think it has to do with timing, ball selection, loft, and
So what are we working on today to try and
all of it. Ball selection when I get to that point, and then just launch angles, loft. Why loft? Because fronts don't exist anymore. I mean, people like praise my timing per se, or like how I lay the ball into the lane, but like you don't want like that smooth, like silent release all the time, really. If you look at some of the best bowlers, like you hear it clunk every time. Well, I got an attention star, which seems to be what everybody's throwing, and I just want a phase two.
Rob, what does the attention star do?
It's an ASIM, pretty clean. Comes off it pretty hard but controllable. It doesn't read the front as hard as a lot of bigger ASIMs. Correct. Which is why a lot of guys like it. As long as it gets down the lane the proper way, everybody can see it in the window of where they're supposed to use it.
Like that's not steep enough, right? That's to the spot too late.
Yes. He's basically getting to the break point 4 to 5 feet further down the lane than he needs it. He needs it, he needs it somewhere just in front of the second rangefinder, like that, and it'll come off it a little more. You might just be a hair too far left right now, too.
So that just needs to be slower, right? Probably.
Yeah, I mean, like if you wanted to overly critique that one, it was firm, but it got there at the right spot. And obviously when guys are averaging 230, 240, it's not like it has to be perfect. It's money. But the majority of the time, if you get the right ball in your hand, or you gotta, this ball might even be a hair too strong, right? We might need like cleaner, symmetrical that'll get there more freely. And then
Which would be what ball to you? Like not like a gold label or
gold label would be all right.
Really? I feel like the gold label would be too lopey.
They do different things for certain people, but what you're really wanting it to do is when it gets there, you want it to lock up. And if lopey is okay, that way lopey may make your shot that's a little left 4-pin, trip 4,
Yeah. It does feel like what we're doing now by just changing the eyes and like the tempo is easier to repeat for sure.
Oh, 100%.
Because like when I was like early in the week when I was trying to like delay the timing or like make the push away go left, like every other shot was just that way.
When I'm trying to play to the right and you really want your hip square, I would over exaggerate it. I almost put my right foot in front of the left to shut it down because your angles are trying to get square. Well, you're so good at keeping your angles in front of you anyway, you need to do the opposite. But you're already kind of offset.
Yeah, I always do kind of start open.
It's why Barnes does what he does. He's trying to get feel with his hips and his body to get everything going in the same direction.
Bingo. Felt a lot easier.
Yeah, I feel like this is where it tells you it's the wrong ball, right? The ASIM's just bogging down, getting a little too forward. There you go. Because now you got left.
Do you think I need that loft though still?
I mean,
Like I bowled with Sean Lavery and Ogle yesterday and it just felt like they created so much hold with their loft.
the loft does create hold, but if the loft is going to make you throw it through it, then you don't have the right. And what you're looking for is right. I think you can create hold with ball speed. Go get your goal bit.
You think so? Yeah. It's got like, a lot of surface on it.
A lot? What do you have that's shiny? You got an IQ Tour?
Not shiny. I think that was probably one of my downfalls too, is like the balls that I needed were like the gold label and the IQ when I got to that point, like what Belmo was doing. His was shiny. Mine was like scuffed with 2000.
Feels every time.
That's just rotation on that.
That was good.
But man, that looks hard to control.
No, it's more forward than you think. That's what they're doing. Like If you're looking for exactly what they've been doing,
They're just doing
that was it.
like perfectly, basically.
Well, they just do it more.
To be fair.
That was just bad.
Because I don't feel like it's like I don't trust it right. I do trust it right.
I feel like that's just a practice bad shot because you got no pre-shot routine. You're not bowl. Like when you bowl for score, everything slows down and you do everything in a more normal setting. So if you're trying to learn something new, you want to try to do it as real as possible. He's trying to incorporate some feel. And so the problem is if you just rapid fire, that's a shot that happens because you just rapid fired and you got quick. I think you just went up there a little less focused. You got there a little early and you came over the top. The Belmos and Simos, even when they're doing their little antics or Simos, you know, angry about something, when he gets up there, it is 100% focused, committed. This is what I'm doing. And then you got to believe it. That's perfect. That was a good shot.
Mitch was working on shape. You're working on?
Yeah, I think all of us are kind of in the same boat. We're elite bowlers mechanically to where we're not making huge changes to our physical game. It's more about understanding what the lanes ask of us, what ball motions are gonna make us get that extra hit a game. I mean, in reality, I'm not bowling great this year, but I'm a hit away from bowling a lot better. I feel like I'm not striking very much. When I do make adjustments, it's like max penalty, and that usually tells me it's the bowling balls. But with that, I am trying to change a couple things physically. I worked with Chris Fye a little bit last week. He told me to get a little more upright. It seems like I had too much tilt, like wasn't getting my hand quite under it well enough. So I've worked on that and I've gotten my tilt down, which Packy is now making me second guess that because he hates it.
Just do it. I don't hate it.
So physically, I'm trying to get my ball to see it a little bit more, but also my ball motions are just wrong. And I'm gonna drill some stuff and figure out what I need to do. Layouts, yeah, well, we're still drilling a lot of the same stuff. I'm gonna drill 2 different blacksters. All my blacksters drill the same and they just haven't been right this year. I bowled well with the players. That's the only time that I bowled good. All the rest of the years or weeks, I can't get my ball through the pins. I don't have very many 3-baggers this year on tour. And scores are high. Where this one rolls good, it's my weaker, quote unquote, black. It doesn't have nowhere near as much surface as the rest of mine have, like 180, 240. This one has like light 500, which some of you might think that's a lot. It's not out here, so it rolls better. I found out. I think my hand's too forward. Where last year, Packy bowled great last year, and he rolls it more forward than me. And I bowled good last year, but with the times where I struggled, Packy could bowl better than me because our hands are a little different. Now that I'm more forward with my hand, that's not what this year is asking of us. So I'm trying to rotate it more again. I'm trying to get balls to change direction more down lane because I'm flat 7ing or 10 pinning a lot.
You have to throw it to 2.
Huh?
You have to throw it to 2. The reactive balls like aren't ready yet.
I don't know if it's like
Right
they need
now.
to be stronger and earlier.
It's just the lanes right now. Well, even Russo said he said the first three games he shot 750.
And then he
The
couldn't
back
strike
3
after
he shot 630.
Yeah. See, like, move too off it.
That's the same thing I had.
It falls off the cliff.
The same thing I had.
So, Packy, mechanically, I want you to watch this shot. And I want you to tell me what you think. Honest opinion. Good, bad, indifferent. What would you like different? You like it? On this shot.
That was pretty good.
Pretty good. Like, even that one I missed a little forward, which is my miss now. I call it the Packy miss because you like to miss forward. But like that one still tried to change direction a little bit and it's still like stripped a 6-pin. But I think my balls are just too early. They all have too much surface. They bail out. They force me too far right, then they don't hook. I think it's as simple as that. I think my mechanics are fine. Me being a little more upright has changed my ball roll, but I don't think enough difference to make a huge like ball motion change.
Yeah.
But I see the lane better. Like physically, I can see the lane better when I throw a shot. Like even that one was forward, but I wrapped a 7 instead of dead flat 7ing. Like it was closer. So that tells me my balls are way too strong, way too early. I still gotta rotate that dang a little more.
I think mechanically it looks pretty good. And as I've like talked to you about a little bit, like I think for you this season, it's been a little bit about the motion and also a lot of it about like the mental aspect of trying to stay patient when it goes bad. I think I've done a better job in recent weeks staying patient when it's not going well, knowing, okay, the lefties might have it, they might not have it, but I need to make sure that like I give myself enough time to shoot those bigger games and not kind of put myself mentally out of it before I have a chance to do that. I think for you, it's staying a little more patient throughout the block because physically, it looks good.
I'm not quite all here mentally, and it does. It just clouds like the vision of what the lane's asking you, what you need to do, like mechanically, physically, and that it is hard. It's hard to do that. It's pretty good.
Yeah.
It was pretty good. It feels good. I just like need a piece. That's the thing about bowling on tour. It's so hard. There's so many variables, and you can be so close to having a player of the year, which not saying that's what I'm going to turn into, but you can also be that close to being 40th in points. Like a little goes a long ways out here. If it's just a little bit of shapes, a little bit of what your hand's doing, a little bit of like how you see the lanes, can hit a game is, you know, 100 pins a block, and I would make every cut if I got 50 pins back a block, it feels like. So
we're going to close this practice now. We're all going to work on what we've been working on. However, it's going to be first one to 3 strikes wins. That's
we don't even get a try.
No, it's first one to 3 strikes wins. That's not one. That doesn't.
Yeah. Whoever trips a 4-9 pays for everything. Like I told you. You
The
knew
big
he
dog
was,
eat.
You knew he was gonna messenger on command.
One. That's one for me and Mitch. Let's go. All right, we all have one.
I didn't try this until the last 2 games. I averaged 260, 250.
We got a chance?
That's it. That's all I missed this week. My spear shooting is not. I'm telling you guys, I can't strike. My balls have way too much surface. They're way too strong. This one has no surface on it. I'm just like letting it not hook in the front part of the lane.
See, maybe that was there. Game 3 or 4.
I think it was. I literally think it was. Maybe not with that specific ball, but I do think there's a range of balls that I could have used. And that's what I'm trying to figure out. What balls look good when the oil, I think the 3-point will look better for me.
My main argument to that is we just, like you said, we don't have as much forgiveness when we try something wildly different like that, because they know in 2 games they'll be able to get into 20 or whatever.
I agree.
We don't have as much time to figure that out.
That's why
it's either gonna work or not work.
That's why I'm trying to create like these 2, 3, or 4 balls, or 5 or 6 balls that work in certain scenarios. That way I can try them and immediately know if it's it or not.
It's that simple. It's where like these balls will work or not work. Push.
Is that 2 for you? I'm about to have 3.
Just strike. To yell at yourself. Like 1 finger in the ball.
That doesn't do it. Oh, give us a
You can't say that. Kevin's got a small one. I was nowhere else to make a good shot there.
20 seconds before you threw.
I was laughing. Hook push?
Hook push. Yeah, baby. Let me just end it.
It did exactly what I told it to do. See, look, here's the thing. We've been bowling on this lane for an hour and a half. I've thrown urethane almost the entire time. So now I think, yes, you could throw reactive on this lane because you're starting to see transition. We don't see this much transition as we go pair to pair, because when you're bowling with lefties, you could go hit 2 lefties, hit 3 lefties, hit no lefties, no lefties, no lefties, hit 6 lefties. It's not like you guys, we're always gonna hit right-handers, you know what I mean? How was your practice today, Patrick? Did you learn anything?
Was good. I learned a lot. I sifted through some good bowling ball options that I thought I had. Sensor solids seem to be pretty good. So when the lanes are shorter and there's some carry down or some oil down lane, I think I figured out some things I can do. What about you?
Talked with the reps. We're gonna drill some bowling balls. Like I said, I think I'm close on tour. I just like I'm a hit off a game, and that goes a long ways. I physically feel good. We'll just keep chugging along because we got so much bowling left to do. I mean, we're a quarter of the way through the season.
And the biggest events are yet to come.
They are. So, and the
World
biggest event we've
Series,
had,
Masters.
I bowled well at. So at least I bowled well at one of them. We talked with the lane guy too, which was interesting. We'll see. I got some changes to make with the equipment, as do you.
Yeah, I don't have changes to make with the equipment. It's just the way that I think of. You got some balls to drill. I got a new way of thinking about what happens.
The
on
progression.
lanes.
Yeah.
Yeah, like I got a little better progression when urethane doesn't work. I think I have a couple balls that I can really rely on heavily that I trust.
I need to get those, and then we'll be fine. Tune in because it's gonna turn to something big, guys. Don't miss out on the opportunity to be a part of the growth of something big.
We love you all. Thanks for watching.
Love you so much.